did you discuss your trade at all, Austin, that you presented to us today? Because I feel like it kind of
At the baseline, and that's kind of was
where it
my
came from.
discussion. Yeah,
Yeah.
He didn't say what it was.
I did not. So you can go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, now I'm trying to remember what it was. All I know is it was to get Rashee Rice.
It was I would acquire Rashee Rice and give up Rome Odunze and Mason Taylor.
Yeah. And that's like the exact kind of win now kind of trade I would do. You know, obviously you've got to look at roster. And the big thing for you if you're a playoff team, right, and you're competing is, okay, if I trade for this player, who am I taking out of my starting lineup for this player? Is it a significant enough like jump? Say like I don't know if you know off the top of your head who we'd be starting over, but say it's someone like Keenan Allen. Like, yeah, I'd much rather start a Rashee Rice over, say, someone like a Keenan Allen. And I feel like that definitely adds to your overall potential to maximize your roster in the playoffs. So I say that because I feel like I grind more during the playoffs than I do during the regular season. Like, we're just trying to make like microtransactions here and there. And, you know, you hit a point mid-season or 3/4 of the way through the season where you're like, I'm not a competitor anymore. And then you start looking at stuff. But now I'm looking at teams over and over and over again of, hey, what are some targets that I can have? Maybe not even for this week, but maybe even for next week. Like if I've got to buy, like I know that's the case for you, Austin. Like you're worried, but you're possibly worried about, hey, well, what if Rice, you know, gets injured this week, which is good and smart, I think too. But I just hope that's as long as no one else is coming after that player, too, right? Like
that's always my worry.
I would hate to see Rice be traded to someone else, and you're like, and then he just crushes.
So that's one thing I said to him whenever I messaged and said, hey, I'm going to hold off a week because I'm on bye. I said, but please give me an opportunity before accepting another deal if Rice is involved. He said he will, assuming it's not an offer that he just literally can't say no to.
Refuse. Yeah.
Yeah, which I thought was fair and reasonable. And luckily, me and this person have had, you know, multiple trades done and have good communication. So I think that will happen. But yes, that was a huge worry coming into it.
So I've kind of done the same thing with two other players on a much more acquirable level, and that's Brissett and Michael Wilson. So I would love to have those guys for the playoffs, but not this week.
Not this week. They're playing the Texans, right?
Exactly.
No way.
They're playing the Texans. So I'm not giving up a second for Michael Wilson, which is what he's worth. I'm not giving up a second for Michael Wilson if he's not gonna produce this week, and then I'm going to be eliminated, and I gave up my second for a guy that I don't know if I really want to give a second for Michael Wilson next year. No, I don't actually. So, and same with Brissett. So I messaged both of those guys and I said, listen, if someone comes after them in the next week, let me know if you don't mind. If, you know, assuming I make it through, I'll probably send something.
Yeah, no, it's smart too.
Mike, you brought up who would I be taking out? I mean, realistically, it's probably one of Mike Evans, T-Mac, or J-Mo. That's who Rice would swap with, which at that point, it doesn't feel as good making that trade.
No, it doesn't.
No, don't make that trade.
It doesn't. See,
no, because I would just start J-Mo and be so happy.
Yeah.
That is why, like, what the, like, the nitty gritty of the, instead of just who do you take in this trade, I'm a contender, is really important because that does
I hadn't looked at my roster this week, and you know I didn't have Mike Evans, and I have Garrett Wilson also coming back.
Garrett Wilson's coming back?
Yeah, he's been practicing this week.
Oh.
I don't know if he's going to play, but he's been practicing this week.
Hopefully he plays, so at least you got something going into next week.
Yeah.
I need to withdraw an offer.
So I didn't realize that because I'd been starting Shakir and Kincaid, and that felt terrible the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
But now with Evans back, you know, T-Mac's off bye, and hopefully Wilson, it's a good point. I'm not really going to need Rashee Rice.
Yeah. Yeah, that does change it a little bit for me.
Yeah, me too, for that matter, because I was ready to pull the trigger.
I mean, how can you really trust Garrett Wilson?
True.
Yeah, but you don't even have to start him based off what you said. Like it's J-Mo, T-Mac, and Evans. So yeah, I don't know if I make that trade then.
That's at least something I can think about, barring, you know, with health being there as well.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't, because I'm also trying to think, because I'm pretty sure they played.
I also want to start Tet. You know what I mean? Like he's been good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because 2 weeks is the fantasy championship. I'm pretty sure Rice plays Denver in the fantasy championship, if I'm not mistaken, on Christmas night. So
you are correct, actually, now that I think about it. I remember seeing that on the scheduling.
Now, granted, he did well against Denver. He didn't do well. He had 2 touchdowns, but he did not have a lot of production. So he did good enough for fantasy. Yeah,
he's a little bit matchup proof in that way because
they'll get him the ball
threat.
somehow. Yeah, that definitely does change it for me a little bit. But yeah, like a prime example of the kind of micro stuff you've got to do instead of just, hey, I'm going to trade for this old player or this producing old player. Like if you're trading for Devontae Adams or something like that, it's really got to make sense.